On his first day on the job, an airport security guard finds a giant bomb in a suitcase, and he's instantly terrified, but the sound coming from his headset makes him afraid to say a word, so he can't do anything but watch the other guy leave. Just this morning, Ethan was promoted to airport security, but just as he started his shift, a female passenger approached him and told him she had found a headset. It was a normal thing to do, but when Ethan was about to take it to the lost and found, he received 2 text messages from strangers telling Ethan to put on the headphones. Ethan thought it was a prank by a coworker, but when he put the headset on, the voices inside made him break out in a cold sweat. They said that a man would be going through his security checkpoint with his luggage later, and that if Ethan kept quiet, he would spare his girlfriend's life. To make Ethan believe that, they even sent someone to break into his house. Hearing the other side of the situation of Ethan's home and even Ethan's girlfriend's pregnancy, Ethan realized that the other side was not joking, so he talked to the other side while quietly calling the police for help, but he did not know that his small movements were clearly seen. The caller threatens Ethan to hang up the phone immediately because one of his men is pointing a sniper rifle at his girlfriend, who was also working at the airport. Ethan was in a struggle. He didn't want to take a chance on whether or not what he was being told was true, but after a few moments of silence, he hung up and locked his cell phone in his locker as he had been asked to do. But Ethan didn't give up. He tried to record the conversation on his watch and send it to his coworkers, but it wasn't long before the other guy found out. After locking his watch in his locker, Ethan finally realized he was being watched, so he returned to his seat, and while he was lost in thought, one of the passengers expressed his displeasure. At this point, Ethan had an idea. He hid in the luggage on the pretext of checking the other side of the luggage with a security detector pin on the ticket to write down the situation, and then called a colleague to ask him to check the ticket, but it was about to be successful when a mysterious man suddenly ran into the colleague. Just a few seconds passed. The colleague fell head over heels on the ground. The mysterious man took the ticket and gave Ethan a meaningful look, which was obviously a warning to Ethan. The news of his coworker's heart attack soon spread throughout the airport, and Ethan hid in the lounge, terrified of what had just happened. But he didn't expect to be approached directly by the mysterious man. The man warned Ethan not to play any more tricks or else more innocent people would be killed. Ethan had no choice but to return to his seat, but then he realized that he had been replaced by a colleague, Paul. Then his boss told Ethan that because of the death of a colleague and the overcrowding at the airport, he decided to replace Ethan with Paul, the head of the security team, and transfer Ethan back to his original position. In the face of the sudden change of events, Ethan inwardly but secretly happy that no matter what happens now have nothing to do with his own. But then the man in the headset told him to regain his position because his own people are already on the way. He does not have the time to redeploy again. Ethan listened to the despair of the other side once again, used his girlfriend as a threat. He had no way to refuse but how to get back to the post. At that moment, Ethan saw Paul drinking coffee and looked back at the road sign, and an idea came to his mind. Translated with Deep L. Calm. Free version.